Hello everybody, this is Kyle from the Arcade Hack. Today I'm going to be reviewing Final Fantasy XIV Online, A Realm Reborn. So as I go through this little kind of guide, I'm going to kind of go through a couple of features as well as a lot of the different gameplay little things that they have. So this is my character here, level 19, has all of his character details on the side here, so his location, level, what have you. I'm actually going to go to new characters thing so I can show you actually how you create a character. So as you see here, we have 5 different races. Again, they all look quite a bit different. They all have their own little story here on the side. You can make, again, male and female as well. With them, you also have your regular standing pose, so just as they stand still, as well as unique ones, so it gives you a bit more of an action pose, so you can kind of see how they actually maneuver themselves in the real world. You can use race clothes or small clothes, which is actually basically just naked. So you also can change the environment as well in the character creation screen, so you can kind of see how they'll actually look when you're playing out in the game as well. There's a couple different environments here as well. As you can see, the graphics in this game are just absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, I'll get more into that as we go on. So I'm just going to pick a higher because it's the one I have already. So as you'll see when I select them, there's 2 different clans. There's the Midlander and then there's the Highlander. Well, one's a bit taller than the other, as well as they get different stats, starting attributes as well on the side here. So I'm just going to click Midlander just for ease sake. As you see, like Skyrim, there's pretty much everything that you can kind of customize. So you can customize muscle tone, skin color, hairstyle, everything else. Just to give you a bit of an idea, you can actually, I'll randomize some appearances here so you can kind of see that, you know, they can change, as well as you can change their voice. There's even face paint and tattoos and stuff like that. All these little nuances that give you your character true customization. So as you see, I saved my character here. You pick your birthday. Again, the months are all here accordingly. Pick your day, whatever. I'll just go for ease sake. I'm just going to pick January 15th and go next here. So much like games like Morrowind and Skyrim and everything else, they have, again, signs. So again, these signs give you different elemental attributes. They're all laid out here. I found more or less they're all kind of more or less the same. So again, just for ease sake, I'm going to kind of take Vina here, and I'm just going to go on. So for classes, they have, again, there's the Gladiator, Pugliest, Marauder, Lancer, and Archer. Again, gives you kind of, again, different kinds of combat. So your Gladiator, typical, it's like sword and shield type thing. You have your hand-to-hand combat, your two-headed axes, two-headed spears, and what I am is an archer, so again, it's more of a ranged DPS, as well as they have the Disciplines Magic here. So they have a Conjurer, a Mage, and an Arcanist, basically. So you kind of get a couple different styles of class here. So I'm just going to pick Gladiator just for the hell of it here. And lastly here, you just pick your server. So pick your server, just grab one randomly here, and then you pick your name, and then you're all done. So I'm going to actually exit out of this, just because, again, I have my character ready, and we'll get into the actual gameplay here. Alrighty, so again, coming in here, you'll see, like most MMOs, again, very, very simplistic looking town. One nice feature about this is actually when you come in, it'll actually have recommendations for you. So in your recommendations, it'll give you like this daily roulette, which when you do a dungeon, it'll basically randomize your roll, depending on like what rolls you can actually do in the game. It'll randomize a roll for you in a random dungeon. It'll also give you dungeons here. If there's any quests, it'll also give you quests as well. So close that. Again, very well laid out, more or less, again, like most games like World of Warcraft. You have your chat log, again, but different buttons here as well. Every class gets sprint, which is kind of nice because it does make traveling around the world a little easier. So again, it just divides up your talent points here by, it says here, divides by 50, and that's how many seconds of sprint you get. Similar to most games, you get, again, something like a Hearthstone. So you'll have basically a hometown that you set. There's giant crystals in the center. These are one of the smaller ones. So when you're in town, you can use these smaller ones, and it'll actually let you travel to different crystals that you found, like shards you found in the town. It's meant to make it a little bit easier just for you to kind of run around and sort of see what's out there kind of thing. So I'm going to kind of run around here, show you a bit of the game. I'm actually just going to abandon one quest here so I can show you kind of how the questing looks. I found the graphics in this game were very, very impressive actually compared to most MMOs. I mean, it's very, very realistic, very rich in the environment. So as I come in here, this is where my actual individual class quest is. So as your class, you actually get a specific storyline. The only thing I'm not a fan of is when you come here, it looks like you're accepting an actual quest. But the one downside is when you hit accept is it actually gives you these little chat bubbles. I'm not a fan of it, teach their own. I mean, I find it more sequential to have an actual chat box here with the entire quest so I can just read it rather than sit here and having to click through all of them. Then it gives you your little music and everything else, and then when you have a quest to hand in somewhere, it'll pop up with this little kind of arrow looking thing. So I'll talk to this girl here, and then she'll have something more for me and advance my quest further. I'm just going to skip through this quest text here because it's kind of boring. And then again here it'll say like update kind of thing, and it sort of just tells me now that I have to go destroy these targets, which is what most of my class quest has been. You'll see most in the side here, they have regular quests, which are these little exclamation points, as well as they have these ones that have fire around them. So the fire one right here is actually the main story. So there's like a main story as well as there's little side quests as well. I was really impressed with the side story at first. There's lots of cinematics, very well done, very beautifully put together. The only thing I wasn't a fan of though was that now that I've hit this level, is the past like 3 ones it's just been go to this dungeon, talk to this person, and then queue up for it and complete it, which again the dungeons are very, very linear and they are very single track. They'll have the odd objective, but it's pretty much just go here, clear everything out sort of thing. So I'll look here on my map. When you actually want to do a dungeon, I'll just find one here. So when you actually want to go and do a dungeon, like the Tamtara Deepcroft here, so I actually had, when I got my quest to go here, I had to come down to this dungeon. There's a person I had to talk to, and once I talked to that person, I was able to actually like queue for it in the Finder. Similar kind of how World of Warcraft was in the in Cataclysm. This right here is the main stone, so this is the one you can set your hearth to, which is the ones you have the select teleport from. You'll see here right now, and when I go into the character screen, I have all my gear laid out. So again, all your normal sockets, you have different resistances, all your properties and everything else. It gives you an average item level down here as well. Similar to like earlier games like Diablo as well, when you level up you actually get a stat point, and you can actually put it into whatever stat you choose to put it into kind of here. So obviously again they'll all affect different parts of your playstyle. Again, there's resistances. It'll show you here your profile, which gives you just your basic character information. Your classes, which you'll see here, I have a couple different. I'll go into this in a minute. As well as currencies and reputations, very similar to other MMOs. You can make gear sets as well, so you can equip certain things. So you'll see right now I say I'm a level 19 archer. As I go over here and I equip my weathered head knife, I actually become a level 4 leather worker. So when I'm creating things, I'll actually get experience in my experience bar here, and as I get up, then it gets me to another level. So I advance it that way. So I quite enjoy that it's actually like an actual leveling system similar to like a thing, and it's all dependent on whatever you have equipped. So for instance, if I was to equip a 2-headed axe, I'd be like a marauder and I can level it. But again, you always start at level 1, and then you have to level each one up individually, which I found quite neat actually. So I'm going to teleport out of here now. I'm actually going to go to... Actually, sorry. I'm going to use my return here to go to Bent Branch Meadows. So it'll do this little loading screen here, and then it'll pop me into where I need to go. So this is the side town that I'm in here. Again, there is these chocobo porters, so as you get new towns and find new towns, you can use them to travel between other towns, similar to how the crystals work. I found this game was a lot more dependent on how well you can travel. I mean, if you were really great in games like WoW, where you knew, oh, if I have to get to this other continent, I knew I had to go from here and then go to this point and then go to this point. Though, if you're really good at that, then this game is really easy to kind of navigate. You'll see this thing on my map here. This is what's called a fate. So as I go over here, I'll run into the actual area. I'm a little bit high for this, so it's probably going to make me scale down. So as I jump in here, so I can sync my level, so it's going to make me a level 13 archer here. So as you see this little bar here, as I kill things, they'll have the little purple icon around them of what you have to do. and as you actually kill them, it'll advance this bar right here. So I'll just kind of keep going here. So just out of here, you can see the combat I really enjoy. It's quite PvP based almost, where I can, as my archer, if I really want, I can avoid almost all the melee damage. As I kill things, you'll see here it gives me so much experience plus 50%. As I'm actually killing that, if I'm doing chain pulls, it'll actually, that number will actually go up. So it will give me, it gives me the 50% because I'm rested right now. As I go up, it'll actually give me, if I do a chain pull, it'll go up to 75, and then it'll give me additional 5% for each mob I kill within the time limit. You'll see that usually you'll get like a bar, like a little timer down here on how long you have for it. So the fates, once they're complete, if you complete them successfully, because when you go over, hovered over the map, it'll actually give you a time. So if you complete within that timeline, you'll actually get experience and gold and everything else. I'm going to kind of go over here and just show you kind of like how some of these abilities work. So again, similar to like WoW, you do have cooldowns for DPS. Again, dots and all different kinds of things. You also, every class kind of has like more of like a PvP style one. So again, for me, I blind, so I can blind this guy here, and again, you'll see like he can't really hit me, and now it's worn off. But I can kind of just maneuver my way around, and as you see, I take no damage. And again, there's procs and everything else with the little buffs that I get. I'll see if I can get you to see the chain pull buff right here. See, I'm actually not even getting EXP for killing these guys because they're so low, so I won't be able to show you that. But as you look through the map here, you'll see it shows the different fates that are spawning, and it'll actually give you the level as well. So you know, like for instance, I wouldn't go to this level 8 one. I would look for ones closer to my level. The map system is pretty well developed. I mean, you just have to press these little green arrows to go to the next map. Very similar to most of them. Again, there's different areas completely. You'll see it has like kind of like this here. It says it's level 17 a Dying Wish, which again lines up with my quests. So it shows you kind of just like a in-game quest helper, which is kind of nice and well put into there. When you are in dungeons, you actually get this thing here. I'll show you. It actually says limit break. So when I do this here, it goes up as I kill things in the instance, and usually you use it for whatever you are. So for instance, it says down there, they're for healers and range DPS, which is me. It actually is like it's healing wind from actually one of the former Final Fantasies, which will actually just heal the party, which again is pretty helpful. Again, you just have to make sure you pop it in the right spot. If you die in this game, it's very different. You don't get res to a graveyard, you'll actually get res to wherever your home is. So if I die, I'll actually come back here, even if I'm, say, like over where I was doing that, like where I showed you on the map where I was doing that quest. So it kind of teleports you back a little bit. I mean, it's kind of inconvenient, but overall it's not too bad. So that concludes, I guess, my review of this game. I'd say out of a 5, I'd probably give it a 3.5 to a 4. It's really well done. I mean, if I had friends to play this game with, most of my friends are still playing WoW, so if I had people to actually play this game with, I would probably stick with it over World of Warcraft just because it is a lot richer of a game. But overall, I mean, I still think I'm still always going to stick to World of Warcraft. Thanks for watching, and see you later.